Okay, now we're back. We have mom duties at night, so I don't always get to read straight through, and that's okay. I had to make sure nobody was gonna come in here and like be surprised. But yeah, mom duties. Anyways, I feel like every social media platform, especially Twitter, right now is blown up with different arguments here, arguments there. Even on the pro prisoner group I'm on in Facebook, they were like bickering back and forth. And so I feel like a lot of us are like deleting people that voted for Biden on Facebook. Like who cares? Like we all have our political beliefs, and that's but there I'm just you feel a lot of weight lifted on, like not weight lifted, but weight like pressured on you, or weight hanging on you, and all these sad stories you hear about, or threats from other countries trying to start war, and you might not like the administration, and it's going to have its consequences to play out the way it does, but you can't control the ultimate reason of what's going on, and what lies beneath what's going on underneath. I mean, you see what's at the surface of what's going on in the world, but do you realize what's going on underneath? And underneath could be underneath the government, or underneath you, or underneath the battles you face daily. I mean, it's not tomorrow that we're going to have another normal day, whatever that means in 2021. To me, it means, okay, another day I'm going to get up and cook eggs for my kids and make my own espresso and make sure that I don't burn myself again. I don't know, like normal, you're still living a normal life, but you're not like going outside. But anyways, whatever. Like the negativity is pressing down on a lot of people. And I feel like every social media platform is cats and dogs fighting back and forth. So just, I don't know, don't get too caught up in the politics and stuff, and then whatever. I don't know. Yeah, sure. You know, you might not like what's in front of you, and there's gonna be people are gonna do what they want to do, and you can't just go and control people. You can't. But anyways, and that goes for you, Twitter. You can't go controlling people. I don't care what party you're from. I'm not even Democratic or Republican. Let's just say that, okay? So I like to observe how people are. What information do I not know at hand? How do I go dig it up? So there's an evil versus good war going on, and I don't care if you realize that or not. It's intense, and times like these, we just want to get distracted with either booze, wine. I mean, y'all know I went to a hippie college. I know what's out there, but don't get bottled down. Okay, it's gonna be okay, and I don't. You'll get through it, and but I wanted to share with you Oh, I read the wrong. I read the wrong chapter. So every day I read one proverb a day. So today's the 24th. Well, today I read 2. So let's get down to business, shall we? So I highlighted. So I have my C.S. Lewis Bible. Really, you just need a regular Bible. I just like what he has. Parts of his books are in here. But I highlight. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I did a live earlier, and then I had to stop because of mom life stuff. But I want to read Proverbs 17. Proverbs 24, starting at verse 17. And it says, "Do not rejoice when your enemies fall, and do not let your heart be glad when they stumble, or else the Lord will see it and be displeased and turn away from his anger from them. Do not fret because of evildoers. Do not envy the wicked, for the evil have no future. For the evil have no future. The lamp of the wicked will go out." That's 17 through 20. And I like it because of all the crap you see on social media right now. You see all the people saying, "Go to hell," and Trump did nothing. Biden's a sloppy Joe. Who cares? Okay, get over yourselves. But those words are meaningless, and they don't do anything. But they're empty. And even reading them, it's just like, can you apply your mind to something else that's not gonna weigh you down, or just be pointless to even read? Let's just go with that. So I also read 23. Proverbs 23 says, "My child, give me your heart and let your eyes observe my ways." Oh, and it goes in here. It says, verse 29, "Who has woe?" And I said, "Whoa!" And I read that, and I said, "What? I've never in my life read that question before. I never read it in my head. Who has woe? Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has strife? Who has complaining? Who has wounds without cause?" I don't have wounds. I don't have any wounds. Who has redness of eye? Who has redness of eyes? Those who linger late over wine, those who keep trying mixed wines, do not look at wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup and goes down smoothly. At the last, it bites like a serpent and stings like an adder. Your eyes will see strange things, and your mind utter perverse things. You will be like the one who lies down in the midst of the sea, like one who lies on the top of a mast. Do not remove an ancient landmark or encroach on the fields of orphans. Oh, in verse 22, I underline chapter 22, verse 26. "Do not be one of those people who give pledges, who become surety for debts. Sorry, I know. So in Proverbs 23, I'm just reading some things that I noted. Really, this video is for me, not for you, but it's great that you want to listen. I don't do videos for people. I'm not here for the likes, people. I just read, and y'all can get all sappy if you want, but when you sit down to eat with a ruler, observe carefully what is before you, and put a knife to your throat if you have a big appetite. Do not desire the ruler's delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Be wise enough to desist. So then I read. Well, I just started doing this year. I'm a pastor's daughter, and I can tell you, if you knew about my life, you'd be like, "Whoa, she's not." Y'all would judge me, and maybe one day we'll go there, but not today, because I'm reading. Because the past is the past, and you should let it go. Regardless of how many times you've been married, it doesn't matter. The Lord forgives you, and let it go, let it go, let it go. I mean, that song drives me nuts, but it's got a meaning to it. Okay, today is the 24th. So I read 2 in the beginning of the live. I said I read 2 because I forgot yesterday's reading. And because of my son's birthday. And that's not an excuse. My dad tells me excuse.com, Julia, excuse.com. And you know what? It's true. I could give you any excuse for anything I do. Yeah. Okay, and Psalm 23 I underlined. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. And the footnotes at the bottom, it says, for length of days. Now, for Psalm 24, it says the earth is the Lord's and all that is in it. Okay, the earth is the Lord's and all that is in it. So I gotta get a drink of grape juice, and it's not wine. I drink out of it. Why not? Don't tell me you've never done that either. Okay. The earth is the Lord's and all that is in it. That means you, me, the mechanisms that made the cell phone, the world, and those who live in it. For he has founded it on the seas and established it on the rivers. Who shall ascend the hill of the Lord, and who shall stand in his holy place? Those who have clean hands and pure hearts, who do not lift up their souls to what is false, and do not swear deceitfully. They will receive blessings from the Lord and vindication from the God of their salvation. Such is the company of those who seek him, who seek the face of God, O Jacob. I used to work at, I kind of worked at Aldersgate Camp. And there's worship songs that sing the Psalms in the verses, and it's really cool. They're like, oh yeah, you know that song. I'll just read the rest of it. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. So that's another song. Third day. And that's it. But I can go back. I would like to go back and I don't usually like to be on live. I believe the Lord told me just to get online and read. Yeah. I'm here. I don't want to wave. I don't want a wave of, let's do this for myself. No. Because it's not about me. It's about him and what I am supposed to do. And if I don't listen and say, here I am, Lord, use me, I'm right here, then I'll go in the wrong direction. I'll be like Jonah and the whale. Like, I'll just go to Nineveh. Okay, sorry. I don't know. I don't know how to use this. I'm using Lula, so like I don't see. We love because he first loved us, right? Please go back and share more. Oh, thanks. I don't. Yeah, be awesome. Hey, thanks. So yeah, I highlight in my Bible. Psalm 22, verse 8, commit your cause to the Lord. Let him deliver. Let him rescue the one in whom he delights. Now, there's a context thing that it's out of context. So let's go back, and it says, and in verse 7, it says, all who see me mock at me. They make mouths at me. They shake their heads. So they're like, oh yeah, you're funny. Like, why are you committing your way to the Lord when it leads you to awful things that happen in your life? Like, but at the same time, my uncle committed suicide in January. Oh, okay. This month. How many days? 5 years ago, and it was a huge, like, why would the Lord let that happen? And I was in college, and I was married to, the name shall not be known, but I was in a big jumbled mess. And I flew out to California with my dad in the plane, and the plane over to California, there's this big empty feeling when we flew over. We were in Nevada and went towards California. I felt a big emptiness. And it wasn't because of my uncle. I mean, yeah, sure, psychology, you feel that drop of endorphins, but things happen that happened, and it was like I found like I hear people. It's a heavy thing. Suicide is a heavy thing. And I haven't had I've had my uncle was the closest who has committed suicide. Um, and my grandfather, I call him my nonno because he's from Italy. He asked him when they were up at my house, he said, "How are you feeling, Jim?" Um, and I knew I saw his face and I saw his reaction. He said, I'm okay. And he tried to change the subject, or he went on his computer and he was all talking techie to me. And I knew that there was something wrong. And I told my dad that when we got to California and my aunt was making funeral plans. And I said, Dad, why does the Lord let that happen? Why does the Lord let those things happen in our lives? Those things that you can't control, because you can't control anybody else but yourself. You can control how you react to someone's negative comment on Facebook, TikTok, whatever. You can control yourself, but you can't control everybody else. You can't tell someone to wear a mask, even if you mandate it. I don't care. You can't. You can't tell people how to make decisions for themselves. I mean, that's their free will. And if you take that away from them, then they're just like robots. So think of that when the Lord allows things to happen, and he has a plan, he has a time. And even in Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything. So it's not, if you didn't want anything bad to happen in your life, I would feel like a puppet. I don't think I would ever learn that the Lord is good and merciful and all the things he does. I don't think I would ever know a God better if he didn't bring his son down and say, hey, I'm right here and I'm going to be by your side. And at those tough times, I feel like people run to the Bible, or not everybody. I mean, not everybody has the same beliefs, but I feel like Christians run to the Bible when they have those bad situations happen. But what happens when you're in the happy zone and nothing's happening because you have everything together and you're getting your chores done and blah, 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 blah. What happens when you say, hey, God, I'm just going to put you aside because I don't have anything bad happening. I don't need you right now. I'll come back to you when something next thing happens in my life. You just put your Bible to the side and say it's going to be okay. I'm going to handle it. This is so good. I got a new dog, and all this happy endorphin stuff come flying in, and you're like, okay, God, I don't need you right now. You're gonna kill me. You're gonna not kill me, but you're gonna slam all these convictions on me, and I'm gonna have to go through all this deep thinking and reflection. I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna go get my wine, have my parties, forget about my life and this coronavirus going on. And I'm sure we've had a lot of time to look at a wall and say, hey, that wall, if you look at my wall back here, it has paints picked off the wall because my children are. But you can't, that's not a relationship. That's not what You can't just decide when not to talk to somebody. And that's like, if that's flaky, or what do you call it? Inconsistent, or just, you want to make it your way. And you don't care about what everybody else thinks or their feelings. So get into the word, read it out loud. I don't care. Go read it outside in your pajamas, or like, I don't know, read it in the shower if you want to like expo marker some Bible verses in the shower so you can read them. Hey, I've done it once before. I've written it on my window, but there's so much negativity going on social media, and we spend so much time on social media that we don't actually like get into our own heads and think about what we are doing or what we are thinking about or what we need to work on. Oh, let's go focus on what Biden did today that destroyed America. Like, okay. So Julie, back up. First of all, let me tell you where I stand on that. At first, I was like, oh great, Biden's in office. And I was like, he's just a puppet, whatever. And I didn't really like Trump. I didn't really like how he talked to people. I don't even know everything. I haven't done my political research. And I don't consider Facebook or Twitter a place to go find your research on, because nobody really knows what the truth is out there right now. But I do. I know where my truth is. It's right here. So hanging on to everybody else and their problems, and disregarding where truth is, and it's right in front of me. That's what I've been doing. Like, I'm like, okay, I need to find the truth, and I'm digging into all these theories, and I'm like, this is nuts. Like, what? Why do people? So I sat there and I've observed for the past four weeks, and I'm like, okay, this is a evil versus good battle going on. It's a spiritual warfare. That's what it is. There is a war, but it's unseen. It's invisible. You won't see it unless you know what his truth is saying about it. And so I was like, oh, hey, like, I need to go read my Bible instead of get on social media and like, what's the next TikTok thing to do today, y'all? Let me just check my email. Like, put it down. Even if you don't think that you should read the Bible, put it down. I don't respond to comments. Sorry. So I will read my Bible instead of focusing on the negativity that sweeps America. And in Psalm 19, it says, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. The Lord answer you in the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob protect you. May he send you help from the sanctuary and give you support from Zion. May he remember all your offerings and regard with favor your burnt offerings. May he grant you your heart's desire and fulfill all your plans. May we shout for joy over your victory, and in the name of God set up our banners. May the Lord fulfill all your petitions. May he fulfill all of your petitions. Now I know that the Lord will help his anointed. He will answer him from his holy heaven with mighty victories by his right hand. Someone take pride in chariots and some in horses, but our pride is in the name of the Lord our God. They will collapse and fall, but we shall rise and stand upright. Give victory to the King, O Lord. Answer us when we call. And then more of the ones I underlined it in Psalm 19. The heavens are telling the glory of God, and the firmament, which is another word for, or dome. So it's like a dome. I learned something new. Proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours forth speech, and night to night declares knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words. Their voice is not heard. Yet their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. That's what I underlined. And Psalm 18:30, I underlined, this God, his way is perfect. The promise of the Lord proves true. He is a shield for all who take refuge in him. And in the beginning of Psalm 18, he says, I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer, my God, my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. Saved from my enemies. And who is writing this? So we look to the leader, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who addressed the words of his song to the Lord on the day when the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. He said that. And in verse 4, it goes on to say, the cords of death encompassed me, the torrents of perdition assailed me. The cords of Sheol entangled me, the snares of death confronted me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord. To my God, I cried for help. From his temple, he heard my voice, and my cry to him reached his ear. Then the earth reeled and rocked, and the foundations also of the mountains trembled and quaked because he was angry. Okay, I know that the Lord has a sense of humor. It says smoke. And I know that this is God breathed. The word of God is God breathed. God didn't, he wrote it. But this is not the same paper that the Lord wrote on. He made it, but yeah. Okay, cool. But he has a sense of humor. Can you imagine smoke went up his nostrils? Anyways. I think I skipped some of these. Or maybe I just didn't underline. So this is the Psalms. And the Proverbs are different. Let's see. Of course, you probably have read at least looked at one. I don't. Let's go backwards. Okay, so Proverbs 18:24. I highlighted that one. It says, some friends play at friendship, but a true friend sticks closer than one's nearest kin. In Proverbs 17:27, it says, one who spares words is knowledgeable. One who is cool in spirit has understanding. And 17:17, a friend loves at all times, and kinsfolk are born to share adversity. And 16 verse 25, sometimes there is a way that seems to be right, but in the end it is the way to death. 16:7, when the ways of the people please the Lord, he causes even their enemies to be at peace with them. Better is a little with righteousness than large income with injustice. The human mind plans the way, but the Lord directs the steps. Without counsel, plans go wrong. So there you go. There's a good one. I like that one. Humility goes before honor. And I always think about humility goes before honor. But before that, it says in verse 13 of chapter 15 of Proverbs, it says, the fear of the Lord is instruction and wisdom. And in 16 verse 3, commit your way to the Lord and your plans will be established. Proverbs 15, it says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. And so many times, I mean, you know what? I have my days when I'm a little turd, and I'm going to admit it because I'm not perfect. And I'm going to have a drink of grape juice. Okay, people, let's not think it's wine. You bet if it was. You just drink wine. Those who are hot-tempered stir up strife, but those who are slow to anger calm contention. Okay, let me be fair. I have a hot temper, and so does my dog. When my husband and I got married, I didn't realize how much he married the canine version of a human. I'm the canine. No, he married a dog. No, that doesn't make sense. He married me and his dog, Brizzy, my girl. She is just like me. She's we're not like hot tempered. We get antsy. We're women. Every woman gets antsy. If they tell you they don't, Lord have mercy. I'd like to know their ways. Okay, better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasured and trouble with it. Better is dinner of vegetables where love is than a fatted ox and hatred with it. Okay, I don't think I underlined anything else for that. I guess no, there's one right there. I guess I just started to underline things. Happy are those who find wisdom and those who get understanding. For her income is better than silver and her revenue better than gold. She is more precious than jewels, and nothing you can desire can compare with her. Oh, that's another song too. Chapter 3, this will probably be the last one. Chapter 3, verse 9, honor the Lord with your substance and with the first fruits of your produce. And to me, that was the first verse in a long time that's hit me hard, because you know what? I'm a complainer, and I complain all day, every day, and I didn't realize how much I did it until recently. Until my husband said, why are you complaining about the trash piling up when you're the one who's putting all the trash in it? I said, okay. It's my fault. So I need to do some recycling research. The place I went to breathe. I probably need to breathe more. But anyways, hello from the Bahamas. Well, hey, is it sunny down there or cold? Probably warm. I don't know. Bahama Mama. So yeah, I read every night. I don't know. I did some live. I do some lives on a mama's group, a mother's group on Facebook. It's called a Mama's Village. If you're a mom, come hang out. But I think that the only truth that I know is His word, and nobody really knows what's going on in the world, even though you would think you might. You might understand some stuff if you have insights, intel, and whatever else is out there. But what are you going to do? Because no one's going to tell you the truth in the world, and you're always going to be deceived by somebody like the news. So who do you go to? Who do you run when you don't find the truth? You don't know what's going on. You don't understand what's going on with the whole White House. You don't know all that. And does it matter? Is it going to change what you do daily? Are you going to go to the White House and go dig for the truth? You can't get in there right now. So what's in front of you? For me, my daily duties are taking care of myself and my kids, and my husband helping out with the dishes. No, I love my husband. He's a good one. And and I think that he teaches me more lessons than I thought a lot lately. I don't know. I'm very thankful for all that he does for me, and I don't think I show it enough. And I don't think I don't think I show my gratitude to a lot of people. I think a lot of people think I'm like a meanie. It could be a defense mechanism, but we can hide behind our masks. You can hide behind your mask that you wear pretty easy right now, right? It's pretty easy to hide the facial expressions, and which is actually a big portion of how you communicate with people. And you probably know that. I probably don't have to tell anybody, but you can hide behind your mask, or you can be transparent. And what does transparency mean in this world? Probably not much, because anybody who says that needs to be more transparent in some way, including me. So maybe soon I will tell you my story if you want to hear it. If you don't, then just say, "Shut up, Julie. You have no idea what you're talking about." My story is pretty not privileged. It's just a story, and it's my story, and you have your story, and it's not better than anybody else's. Neither is mine. We all come from different backgrounds, different ways of life, and even the lefties over there and the righties. Oh, maybe we should all have a glass of wine together and just chill out. Virtually. Yeah. And read it. Read the word of the Lord. I'm not done reading. Am I? Am I? I'm talking too much about myself. Let's read more. Because I've got 128 minutes on this thing. Jeremiah 10:19. Woe is me because of my hurt. My wound is severe, but I say, truly, this is my punishment and I must bear it. You know what the most depressing book for me to read in the Bible is? Job. Let me finish my sentence. Job wonders why the Lord took away his family and stuff, and it can feel like a really depressing story to read, but and he like complains back and forth and like questions everything that's happening, and he's like, why Lord do you give me such this life? What did I do to deserve this? And so in Hosea 6 it says, come, let us return to the Lord, for it is he who has torn and he will heal us. He has struck down and he will bind us up. Let us press on. Let us press on to know the Lord. His appearing is as sure as the dawn. He will come to us like showers, like the spring rains that water the earth. Your love is like a morning cloud, like the dew that goes away early. So these hearts, so I don't know I don't know if you read or listened earlier, but I told you my dad was a pastor, and I, as a pastor's daughter, okay, I don't listen to every sermon. I don't. Just gonna be honest. Because it wasn't until recently that I started reading, and I'm like 29, 30 years old now. Whoa, no way. But anyways, so I help my dad with graphics and stuff on his YouTube and yada, yada, yada. And I get like, thought someone was talking to me about a puppy. We have puppies. We have Australian Shepherds. Yeah, you want to see a picture? You want to see a picture? You want to see a picture of a puppy? Let's show you. No, I don't care. I don't care. Well, I decked him out. Right there. We put hats on some of them. His name's Arrow, but it's hard. It's okay to ask the Lord for assurance. I've lived 22 places in my life, maybe more. We moved around a lot, and I'm at this church. It's bittersweet, and then I moved around. I moved to North Carolina, Indiana, Kentucky. I mean, almost to Ohio. So I was going to be a coffee. I gave up my dream job to come home and get married. No, I was pregnant before I got married, if you're wondering. So preachers' kids are not perfect, and they are held to such a high standard. So the hearts, they are assurance that, hey, I'm still with you, even though you continue to sin. But I want you to come back, and I want you to listen to what I'm trying to tell you. And for 10 years, maybe, the Lord has given me hearts everywhere, when I am paying attention. And it's not always when I'm paying attention. And like, so several months will go by, and the stages that I wasn't close to the Lord, I wouldn't get them. And I don't go looking for them, because I'll know when I like purposely look for one, that it doesn't count. It doesn't count because it's a trick you can play in your mind. But it's okay to ask for assurance that the Lord is with you. You know that? It's okay. Like, Lord, and it might not be a sign. It might not be, and I don't know about asking the Lord for signs. I'll have to understand that a little bit more. But it's okay to ask for assurance that, hey, Lord, are you here? In this pandemic, you're letting all these people die. And part of God's plan, is this part of your plan? You're like thinking in your seat, like, what is she talking about? Like, it says in Daniel 10:20, he says, then he said, do you not know why I have come? Now I must return to fight against the prince of Persia. And when I am through with him, the prince of Greece will come. But I am to tell you what is inscribed in the book of truth. There is no one with me who contends against the princes except Michael, your prince. As for me, in the first year of Darius the Mede, I stood up to support and strengthen him. Now I will announce the truth to you. And so, Daniel, if you don't know, Daniel is a book of prophecy. So I really want to read more of this. I read it a long time ago, but anyways, it's okay to ask the Lord for assurance, and the truth is here. And you can go and ask everybody else who, if they know the truth. What's the truth? You're gonna go ask your buddy tonight, maybe, or text your girlfriend. Hey, what's the truth? Hey, let me go look up whatever else. Simon Parks. No, hey, he doesn't know. You don't know people. You don't know who they are. You don't know their intentions. You can go ask Biden what the truth is. He won't know. He might know where the truth is, and he might have his own intentions. The same with anybody else on this earth. You could go ask Trump what he thinks is true. Would you believe him all the way, or would you question him? But where's your truth? Where does your heart lie, and where is your understanding coming from? Because if you ask anybody on news channels, they'll probably be digging for the truth behind declassified information and all that stuff and all that jazz and all that stuff that gets in your head, and you overthink things, or you don't overthink things, or you just need to focus on yourself. You need to get off social media, and I'm talking to myself, because you get so clouded up with all literally, I can go on right now and look. The first thing that pops up on Twitter is Godzilla versus King. President Biden to reinstate COVID-19 travel restrictions and add South Africa. You can go and look, you can go freak yourself out on the social media. You can go to church and freak yourself out now because apparently you can freak yourself out at church too now. Don't. So, did you wash your hands? Did you sanitize your hands before you touch that handle? You're gonna get it if you're gonna get it. You can only do so much to protect yourself, and then you're just like, here I am. We can like read the truth and know his not all of his understanding. You're not gonna know everything, and you're not. So that's playing God. It's playing God if you want to know everything, because nobody can know everything. Nobody knows anything. I mean, nobody knows everything except for the Lord. So why would you not want to read his book? Well, because I don't believe it. That's cool. I mean, I'm going to tell you it's. I'm not going to force something down your throat, but here's my truth, and I'm going to share it with you. When he comes suddenly, I like C.S. Lewis Bible because it gives me different things, his thoughts. I like the way he thinks. And keep in mind, C.S. Lewis was an atheist. If you do not believe our Lord's words, why do you believe in his return at all? And if you do not believe them, must you not put away from you? Okay, wait. If you do not believe our Lord's words, why do you believe in his return at all? And if you do not believe them, must you not put away from you utterly and forever any hope of dating that return? His teaching on the subject quite clearly consists of three propositions: that he will certainly return, that we cannot possibly find out when, and therefore we must always be ready for him. That, my friends, was why I stopped freaking out a long time ago. When the virus first came around, I was like, okay, for one, granted, I just had a child in April. I had my child at the peak of the beginning of the pandemic, and yeah, and then all the hormones in a woman's body, and like freaking out anyways. So after a month, I said, hoo-ha, hoo-ha. I said, how can anybody live in fear? It's so overwhelming, and it's like keeps you on edge, and you're always on edge, and then you're like yelling at everybody else, and you're like drinking a bunch of alcohol, which Jose Cuervo is not going to invest in you right now. So you might as well get another way to figure out how to get through the pandemic. And even if it isn't, stop me right there. So his teachings on the subject quite clearly consist of three propositions: that he will certainly return, that we cannot know or we cannot possibly find out when, and therefore we must always be ready. So here's the deal. Back a long time ago, I studied the prophecies of the Bible. Back a long time ago, and I need to reread some of it because apparently some things are like weird, and it's good to be observing. But my mom told me this, and she said, well, you're not going to know when he comes back, and you're not. And it doesn't matter whatever conspiracy theory you want to believe, you're not going to know. You're not going to be the first one to know because he's not going to come back that day, probably. So just stop talking to myself. I had to stop the research or whatever thing would keep me up at night. And I said, look, the only thing I can do is to be ready for his return. So I said, I need to look at my heart. And I said, where's my heart? Where does my heart lie? Where does your heart lie? And my sister said something, my little sister, who I listen to here and there, and I learned that she's very intelligent, and if she's watching this, I'm never gonna admit that to her, but my sister said to me, she said, the Lord told me to make sure her heart was in the right place. And for me, then I had to figure out what